No one is coming to save anyone, and that is the hard truth. If I look at history, and even if I listen, and I have, to literally every word said on the subject publicly, I can tell you that this is just going to stink. There will be a level of brutality that most of us have never seen in our lives. A lot of businesses will fail, a lot of people will lose their jobs, and a lot of people will struggle to find food to eat. The same things repeatedly occur over time for essentially the same causes. Many of these events only occur once in a lifetime, so you're in trouble if you don't look back and observe how they developed. There is a pattern, which I could describe, but it repeats itself, and we are at a specific point in the pattern. By understanding the pattern's mechanics, rather than just the fact that it has happened before, one may then choose how to deal with it. There was a debt crisis brought on by an excessive quantity of debt during the boom years, just like there was one from 1929 to 1932. Then after that, in 1932, we reached zero interest rates, and after that, in 1932, they reached zero interest rates similar to in 2008. The last time it hit zero interest rates was in 1932, and what they did then was the same as what we're doing now, printing a lot of money and buying government bonds. This is what happens in these cycles because normally central banks can stimulate the economy by lowering interest rates, but when you hit zero interest rates, that doesn't work. And just to be clear, they're doing it to encourage someone to purchase a government bond. To put it simply, the government is saying, hey you, lend me the money. I'm going to build stuff, roads, whatever, but I'm going to pay you back in a year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever, plus interest. That would make it valuable, in my opinion, and the government would buy those in order to return liquidity to the people who had lent them the money. In light of the fact that neither the central government nor private businesses or individuals have the ability to generate income, the central government has the authority to make decisions. They have the power to tax people, collect money from them, and spend it on whatever they please. But they lack in the central bank's authority to issue money, create credit, or tax people. The Federal Reserve is the country's central bank, yet neither it nor Congress have the authority to control how money is spent. Everybody, including businesses, governments, and individuals, receives a specific amount of money each month in the form of revenue, expenses, and savings. Each person and entity operates in the same manner. It is a transaction of buying it, and they will also buy private bonds. They may choose a company from a large list and say, I will buy your bonds, which is comparable to, I will lend to you. That has occurred throughout history. Therefore, the process we are undergoing is one that occurred between 1930 and 1945. What is there for the common person to learn from that? They have no bonds, and they don't think that way. How do they deal with this when they might not even know what their 401k is or don't even have one? Is there anything they can actually learn from the historical perspective, or is it just to head down and do your best to weather the storm? It is the same for each and every person and business. If you comprehend this, you will realize that there are 3 steps to do. The first is to look at your income, some of your expenses, and your savings before performing a stress test to protect your financial situation. If you lose your job or if your income drops below a specific threshold, depending on how things turn out, you might need to apply for unemployment insurance. How long can you maintain a respectable standard of living? And do you have enough money in savings to do so? What you do is figure out how long I could live comfortably if I led a simpler lifestyle and had this amount of income. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about investing. Let's return to the video. What nations or times have successfully navigated this type of crisis such that we can emerge on the other side with the least amount of sorrow and suffering? An illustration would be the differences in Roosevelt's methods. Again, from 1929 to 1932, interest rates were at zero. Money was printed, and there was a significant wealth gap. After that, people sat down and thought about how to maintain order and modify the situation, whether it be through taxes or other means. Hitler came to power in Germany in 1933 as a result of intense internal conflict over the production of water. Everyone, including the left and right, the communists and the fascists, were fighting over wealth because everyone fights over wealth when there is a downturn in the economy. As a result, There is a risk of conflict at this time because of this. When democracies already existed, they opted to stop being democracies because things had gotten so chaotic and they needed a strong leader to take control and run the country. World War II began as a result of a number of those leaders who naturally went on to start a conflict. So that's kind of the political environment. But going back to the normal man's finances, those three things are what I could consider to be most crucial. To make a plan, possibly one that includes both of your families. How crucial is education when considering how to safeguard future generations? How much of that is dependent on education? The most important thing is education. These, in my opinion, are fundamental necessities that you must understand in order to have an education of facts, such as knowing how to read, write, and do math. But you also need to understand how to act appropriately among other people. To conduct oneself civilly is to be a good citizen. To then be able to enter the workforce, and that an education can be anything that is effective. Making your work and your passion the same thing, and making it financially viable are the three main aspects of what I believe work should be. If you can make it work, if you enjoy what you do, you'll probably do it better. You need those things, and given the economics involved, education may also involve learning a trade or something else entirely. It is not necessary to attend college. What is one thing that people can do that from a historical perspective will most insulate them from the likely emotional and possibly financial damage as this next 3 to 5 year part of the cycle hits us? College is overemphasized, so as this comes into play, what is one thing that people can do? Understanding how to triangulate effectively to deal with whatever issues you're going to encounter and how to work those through to find the path are some of the things, along with whatever you think is more important. Find your nature, but meditation has also been a huge help to me. Meditation is good for you because it lowers stress and it also improves your brain function, which helps you make better decisions. You know you're a long way from where you want to be, but you have centeredness, a plan, and you work well with others to triangulate, so you can get the best advice without having to think about it in your own head. Hope you have learned something from this video. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Want to learn more and be more financially literate? Click on the next videos we have in our channel, showing on the screen right now.